Good morning, everyone. Imagine a world where you could see into the future of the stock market, where you knew exactly which companies were destined for success and which ones were set to falter. What if I told you that in 2026, the stock market could be one of the most dynamic and profitable markets we've ever seen? Well, today, I'm about to share with you the top 5 stock picks for 2026, handpicked by experts who have done the hard work so you don't have to. Whether you're an experienced investor or just starting out, this is your opportunity to get ahead of the curve and set your financial future on the path to success. The world is undergoing an energy revolution, and nowhere is this transformation more visible than in the green energy sector. Over the past few decades, we have seen the undeniable rise of renewable energy sources, solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, which have gradually become cheaper, more efficient, and widely accessible. But in 2026, this trend will reach new heights. Governments, corporations, and consumers alike are moving away from fossil fuels in favor of cleaner, more sustainable alternatives, and this shift is creating enormous opportunities for investors. The global push toward carbon neutrality is no longer just a concept, it's a global mandate. Countries are setting bold climate goals, and international agreements like the Paris Agreement have made it clear that the time to act is now. By 2026, we expect governments to provide even more incentives, subsidies, and regulations to promote green energy adoption. As this momentum grows, companies operating in the renewable energy sector will become central to the world's transition from fossil fuels to cleaner energy sources. For investors, this opens up a wide range of opportunities. One of the most significant trends to watch is the rise of electric vehicles, EVs. With governments around the world moving to ban the sale of gas-powered cars by the next decade, companies that manufacture EVs, along with those involved in battery production and charging infrastructure, will see explosive growth. This shift will also accelerate the need for battery storage solutions. As renewable energy sources like wind and solar are intermittent, energy storage technologies are crucial for stabilizing power grids. Companies leading the charge in next-generation batteries, such as those focused on lithium-ion and solid-state batteries, will be key players in this space. In addition to the EV market, there's also a huge opportunity in solar energy. While the solar industry has been around for decades, improvements in solar panel efficiency and energy storage systems are making it more affordable and accessible than ever before. As more and more households, businesses, and governments switch to solar power, the demand for cutting-edge solar technology and installation services will skyrocket. Innovations such as solar rooftops, solar-powered appliances, and community solar projects are expected to reshape the energy landscape by 2026. Providing substantial returns for investors. But green energy doesn't stop with solar and electric vehicles. The transition to a clean energy future also includes wind power, geothermal energy, hydroelectric power, and biomass energy. Wind turbines are becoming more efficient and cost-effective, with offshore wind farms showing incredible promise. These projects, particularly in coastal regions, will not only generate electricity but also create thousands of jobs in construction and operations. Companies that specialize in wind turbine production, as well as those focused on the installation of offshore wind farms, will be at the forefront of the green energy movement. One of the key drivers for green energy adoption is the growing recognition of the economic benefits it brings. As the cost of renewable technologies continues to fall, companies and governments will see significant savings on energy bills, and countries will reduce their dependence on imported fossil fuels. Furthermore, the transition to a green energy economy will create millions of new jobs, ranging from research and development to manufacturing, construction, and maintenance of renewable energy infrastructure. This job creation, combined with the growing demand for clean energy, makes the green energy sector one of the most promising investment opportunities in the years ahead. By 2026, green energy companies will not only be profitable, but will be driving innovation on a global scale. The market will see the emergence of new players, as well as established companies that successfully pivot to greener solutions. This sector is more than just a trend. It is the future of energy. Investors who get in early will have the chance to profit from the world's shift toward a cleaner, more sustainable energy landscape and will be positioned for long-term growth. Technology is the beating heart of modern economies, and by 2026, it will be driving much of the global growth. The tech sector is not just a driver of profit for individual companies, it is transforming industries, reshaping the way we live, and revolutionizing entire markets. At the forefront of this transformation are the tech titans, companies that are not only driving cutting-edge innovations today, but also laying the groundwork for the next generation of disruptive technologies that will dominate the future. One of the most important areas to watch in 2026 is the evolution of artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML. Over the past few years, AI has gone from a futuristic concept to a key component of industries ranging from healthcare to finance, manufacturing, and logistics. By 2026, AI will no longer just be an auxiliary tool. It will be the backbone of major business operations, automating everything from customer service to supply chain management, product recommendations, fraud detection, and more. Companies that are leading the development of AI platforms, as well as those utilizing AI to optimize their business operations, will be well positioned for significant growth. Not only will AI be ubiquitous in industries, but it will also be advancing rapidly with the development of deep learning algorithms and natural language processing, NLP. This means that companies focused on AI-driven automation, predictive analytics, and personalized consumer experiences will see their stock prices soar as businesses across the world become more efficient and consumer-centric. Tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon are already at the forefront of this AI revolution and are investing heavily in next-gen AI technologies to stay ahead of the competition. Machine learning, a subset of AI, will be integral in creating smarter technologies that can process huge amounts of data in real time, leading to improved decision-making across all sectors. For example, in financial services, machine learning will help firms detect fraud, optimize trading algorithms, and offer more personalized financial products. In healthcare, it will aid in diagnosing diseases earlier and developing customized treatments for patients. The potential of AI and ML to transform businesses and create entirely new markets cannot be overstated, and companies that are first movers in this space will undoubtedly lead the charge in 2026. Another technology that is rapidly advancing and will continue to dominate the market in 2026 is quantum computing. Though still in the early stages, quantum computers have the potential to revolutionize industries by solving complex problems that current computers can't tackle. For instance, they could revolutionize areas such as drug discovery, cryptography, and climate modeling. Quantum computing companies such as IBM, Google, and Microsoft are already making strides in developing viable quantum systems. By 2026, it's expected that quantum computing will reach a level of sophistication where its applications become widespread across multiple industries, and the companies pioneering this field will experience tremendous growth. In addition to AI, machine learning, and quantum computing, 5G technology will play an instrumental role in transforming the digital landscape. With 5G networks offering significantly faster data speeds, lower latency, and improved connectivity, businesses will be able to offer more seamless and interactive customer experiences. This will be especially important in industries like autonomous vehicles, remote work, virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. For example, autonomous cars require constant data flow between vehicles and their surroundings to operate safely, and 5G will provide the high-speed connectivity required for these technologies to thrive. Beyond just communications, 5G networks will unlock the full potential of the Internet of Things, IoT, connecting billions of devices worldwide. From smart homes to smart cities, businesses that are focused on providing IoT solutions will benefit greatly as the world becomes increasingly interconnected. Companies that develop 5G-compatible devices or provide the infrastructure for 5G rollout will see substantial growth by 2026 as global demand for fast, reliable Internet access continues to rise. One of the more exciting areas of technological innovation is in cybersecurity. As the world becomes more digital, the need to protect sensitive data and secure online transactions has never been more urgent. By 2026, cyber attacks will likely be more sophisticated, and companies that specialize in cybersecurity solutions will be in high demand. Organizations like CrowdStrike, Palo Alto Networks, and Okta are already making waves in this space, providing cutting-edge protection against everything from ransomware attacks to data breaches. As companies continue to digitize their operations and as more people work from home, the need for advanced cybersecurity solutions will only increase. Furthermore, cloud computing will continue to dominate as a cornerstone of digital transformation. Companies like Amazon Web Services, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud have already established themselves as leaders in the cloud space. But by 2026, the cloud will become an even more integral part of business operations. Cloud-based services allow companies to store data, run applications, and scale their businesses more efficiently and cost-effectively. As companies migrate to the cloud and as more industries adopt cloud-based infrastructure, these cloud computing giants will see even greater growth. The tech titans leading this wave of innovation are not just the traditional players we know, but a new generation of startups and tech disruptors that are pushing the boundaries of what's possible. These companies operating at the intersection of AI, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and 5G technologies are primed to redefine the tech landscape by 2026. For investors, the key will be identifying these pioneers of the future, those that are pushing the limits of innovation and setting themselves up for long-term success in an increasingly digital world. The healthcare sector is undergoing one of the most profound transformations in modern history, and by 2026, it will be fundamentally different from what we know today. Driven by technological innovation, demographic changes, and a growing focus on personalized care, healthcare will be an area of rapid growth and opportunity for investors. As medical advancements continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, companies at the forefront of biotechnology, health tech, and pharmaceuticals will reshape the future of healthcare, offering groundbreaking treatments and solutions that were once thought to be science fiction. One of the key trends that will drive this revolution is the advancement of precision medicine. In the past, many treatments were based on a one-size-fits-all approach, with doctors prescribing the same medications or treatments for patients with similar symptoms or conditions. However, with the rise of genomic sequencing, biomarkers, and data analytics, precision medicine is moving toward individualized treatments. By 2026, the ability to tailor medical treatments to a person's unique genetic makeup and lifestyle will become the standard of care. This will lead to better outcomes for patients, as treatments will be more effective and carry fewer side effects. Companies developing genetic therapies, gene editing technologies like CRISPR, and personalized drugs will play a crucial role in this shift. Alongside precision medicine, telemedicine, and health tech will continue to see explosive growth. The pandemic has already accelerated the adoption of telehealth services, and by 2026, these services will be a standard part of healthcare delivery. Patients will be able to consult with doctors remotely, receive diagnoses, and even monitor chronic conditions from the comfort of their own homes. This shift will be powered by telemedicine platforms, wearable health devices, and remote patient monitoring technologies. Investors should watch companies that specialize in telehealth software, wearable health trackers, and remote diagnostic tools, as they stand to gain significantly as demand for these services grows. With AI-driven diagnostic tools and data integration, healthcare professionals will be able to provide more accurate and timely care, reducing wait times and improving patient satisfaction. The healthcare revolution will also be fueled by the rapid development of biotechnology. In the coming years, biotech companies will continue to break new ground in areas such as regenerative medicine, stem cell therapies, and immunotherapy. These innovations will not only extend the lifespan of patients, but will also dramatically improve their quality of life. For instance, regenerative medicine is already making strides in healing damaged tissues and organs by stimulating the body's natural healing processes, and by 2026, we will see even more advanced applications, including the potential for creating artificial organs. Stem cell therapies, which were once limited to a few experimental treatments, will become mainstream, offering cures for previously untreatable diseases such as spinal cord injuries, Parkinson's disease, and heart disease. Immunotherapy, particularly in the realm of cancer treatment, will continue to evolve into one of the most promising approaches to fighting cancer. Rather than relying solely on chemotherapy or radiation, immunotherapy leverages the body's immune system to target and destroy cancer cells more effectively. By 2026, new immune checkpoint inhibitors, CAR T-cell therapies, and vaccines will offer even more powerful weapons in the fight against various types of cancer. Biotech firms leading the charge in this field will be at the forefront of transforming cancer treatment from a battle of endurance to one of precision and effectiveness. One of the most exciting aspects of the healthcare revolution is the focus on aging populations. As global life expectancy continues to rise, the aging population is placing increasing demands on healthcare systems worldwide. By 2026, companies focused on elderly care will be in high demand. From long-term care facilities to home healthcare services and geriatrics-focused pharmaceuticals, the demand for healthcare services tailored to older adults will surge. Innovations in aging research, such as the development of drugs and therapies designed to slow the aging process or mitigate age-related diseases, will also be a focal point of investment. Startups and established companies in age tech, which combines technology with healthcare to improve the lives of older adults, will experience significant growth as they offer solutions for everything from fall detection to cognitive decline prevention. In addition to biotech, another area of healthcare that will see significant growth by 2026 is mental health. Over the past few years, society's focus on mental health has increased, and this trend will continue to accelerate. With the rise of teletherapy, mental health apps, and AI-powered mental health tools, companies that provide innovative solutions for mental well-being will be at the forefront of the healthcare revolution. By 2026, mental health will no longer be a taboo subject, and demand for accessible mental health care will grow exponentially. Investors should look for companies specializing in digital mental health platforms, psychiatric services, and AI-based mental health diagnostics to capitalize on this rapidly expanding market. The pharmaceutical industry will continue to evolve as well, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The success of mRNA vaccines has opened up new possibilities for the development of vaccines and treatments for a variety of diseases, and by 2026, we can expect to see mRNA-based therapies for diseases like cancer, HIV, and even autoimmune disorders. The market for biologic drugs, which include monoclonal antibodies and gene therapies, will also continue to grow, as these treatments offer highly targeted and effective solutions for a range of complex diseases. Finally, healthcare systems themselves will undergo a transformation in the coming years. As healthcare costs continue to rise globally, there will be a greater emphasis on preventative care, chronic disease management, and value-based care. The shift from treating illnesses to preventing them will require a complete overhaul of the way healthcare is delivered. Companies that specialize in health insurance technology, patient engagement, and data analytics will be well positioned to lead the way in this shift toward more efficient and cost-effective healthcare delivery. While traditional markets in the US and Europe have long been the focus of investors, emerging markets represent some of the most dynamic and rapidly growing regions in the world. By 2026, the biggest opportunities for growth will likely come from Asia, Africa, Latin America, and even parts of Eastern Europe. These regions, driven by population growth, urbanization, and rising middle-class incomes, are expected to see an influx of investment, making them crucial for any diversified portfolio. But it's not just about population size. It's about the economic and technological shifts that are reshaping these regions and their industries. One of the primary drivers of growth in emerging markets will be the expanding middle class. Over the next decade, the middle class in emerging economies will more than double, driven by increasing economic development, higher educational levels, and improved infrastructure. As more people enter the middle class, their purchasing power will soar, creating huge demand for consumer goods, healthcare, financial services, and technology. Companies that cater to the needs of this growing middle class, whether through e-commerce, luxury goods, or digital services, are poised to experience substantial growth. The most significant market to watch is China, followed closely by India, as both countries will be home to some of the world's largest consumer markets. With urbanization comes a massive increase in infrastructure development. In many emerging markets, cities are expanding rapidly, and there's a need for robust transportation networks, energy infrastructure, and housing development. According to forecasts, Asia's infrastructure needs alone will amount to trillions of dollars by 2026. Countries like India, Indonesia, and Nigeria are already experiencing a boom in urban construction, and the demand for construction materials, smart cities technologies, clean energy solutions, and electric mobility will drive growth in these industries. Firms involved in infrastructure development, from civil engineering to construction technology, will see their revenues surge as they tap into these markets. Another factor driving growth in emerging markets is technology adoption. These regions are increasingly becoming hotspots for digital transformation, with a rapidly growing user base for smartphones, internet access, and social media platforms. For example, India's digital economy is expected to grow by more than 100% over the next 5 years, fueled by increasing smartphone penetration and internet connectivity. As more people in emerging markets gain access to the internet, companies that provide internet infrastructure, e-commerce platforms, fintech services, and cloud computing will thrive. In Africa, the rise of mobile money services like M-Pesa has already demonstrated the potential for tech-driven economic growth, and by 2026, we expect to see even greater growth in fintech and digital payment systems as the population shifts toward cashless economies. The technology sector will also see rapid expansion in regions such as South America, where countries like Brazil and Mexico are already becoming key players in the tech space. As mobile networks expand, mobile-first markets will drive the demand for cloud computing services, software development, and e-commerce platforms. In Latin America, the startup ecosystem is growing at an impressive rate, especially in countries like Brazil, Argentina, and Chile, where a tech-savvy young population is rapidly adopting new technologies. Companies in edtech, health tech, and e-commerce will be in a unique position to benefit from the rise of local and regional tech talent, helping emerging markets leapfrog traditional development stages. However, it's not just about traditional sectors like consumer goods or technology. By 2026, some of the most exciting opportunities will be in industries tied to sustainable development. Many emerging markets face environmental challenges, including pollution, deforestation, and water scarcity. To address these issues, green technologies and sustainable solutions will become critical. Countries like India, Brazil, and South Africa will be investing heavily in renewable energy, electric vehicles, waste management, and water conservation technologies. Companies that are pioneers in clean energy, water purification systems, and sustainable agriculture will see significant demand as these markets shift toward more eco-friendly development models. In addition to green technologies, healthcare will be another sector to watch in emerging markets. As life expectancy increases and urban populations grow, there will be an increasing need for healthcare services across these regions. Companies that can provide affordable healthcare, including telemedicine services, generic pharmaceuticals, and health insurance, will find tremendous opportunities in these regions. In countries like India, China, and Nigeria, healthcare infrastructure is still developing, and as more people gain access to medical care, the demand for both traditional healthcare services and health tech innovations will rise exponentially. Moreover, with the growing middle class in these regions, the appetite for premium healthcare services and medical tourism will also increase. In Africa, there's a unique opportunity to tap into the rapidly growing agriculture market, driven by the region's vast arable land and rising demand for food security. The ag-tech space in Africa is blossoming, with investments pouring into smart farming, precision agriculture, and agriculture supply chains. Companies that can help optimize farming methods, reduce waste, and improve crop yields will see strong returns. Additionally, mobile tech innovations in agriculture, such as digital platforms for farmers and mobile crop monitoring apps, are already reshaping the way agriculture operates across the continent. Finally, investors should not overlook the growing potential in Southeast Asia. Countries like Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines are benefiting from the Asian supply chain shift as businesses look to diversify production away from China. These markets, driven by a young, highly skilled workforce, are becoming critical centers for manufacturing, electronics, and consumer goods production. The region also benefits from strong trade ties, especially as countries like Vietnam and Indonesia position themselves as key exporters of electronics, automotive parts, and textiles. As the middle class expands in these markets, demand for consumer goods, services, and technology will only increase.